We had all those USB flash drives with Swarovski crystals.
Yeah, and
They were pretty.
basically the room was filled full of women that, in other words, like you blankety blank little miserable little pigs. And the guys up front are, the guys in the press, they're backing up as they're in a room that is basically 50% full of women press, and telling you how women basically don't buy things because of the price. They buy things because they're cute.
No.
And women are more cost conscious when it comes to those things. Mel will buy something because, hey, that's neat. Women don't tend to buy something because it's got one little Swarovski crystal. It's pink. Yeah, the guys tend to buy the pink ones, which is funny, not the girls. Look how many Mels have got these pink things, and they aren't gay.
Are you serious?
Well, because they can keep track of them.
Oh, well, that's another thing.
You set them down. Well, I don't have it on. My card case is pink.
Because you got it at a fashion event.
I got it at a fashion event, but it's the one I use because it's the only one I can ever find. I can't find my leather one, but they had this idea. It's the same thing as Toshiba. Toshiba gives this idea. We design a set that basically is going to be worse than what we already offer, but because you can actually watch 3D without having the glasses on, you're going to come and cheer for us. No, it says
but it's still exciting because it's the first one out there.
Yeah, but I can go get a sheet of filter material, put it on the top of.
I know.
Okay,
but
give me 1 million TV sets from the worst factory in China, and so give me those $69 really 19-inch crappy things in, high def, and give me some screening material, and I'll put the screening material on it. You can see the stupid 2D stuff through the screening material. And when the 3D comes on, then it's 3D. It doesn't have much of an effect. It's just a screen over the top. That's all it is. It's a transparent screen that's basically got bridges in it.
It's actually like a filter.
Yeah, it's just a filter. It doesn't make any difference. You can see the 2D right through it because if you get up close, then you can see it. But the rules of thumb are you should set 10 to 15 foot away from your television set. You set 10. Basically, it
For what size?
Yeah. Well, that's what it says. Most rooms aren't that big, but the problem is most people will crawl up on their big screen TVs and sit on the floor and watch. I mean, Monty does, but she can't at the moment because we got a problem with
the cable.
With her cable. So, and she's pissed about it. But I can do it. I can give you a 3D set. Tomorrow. I'll give the whole world 3D sets that basically you don't have to have glasses on to see. That's how simple it is. Nothing complicated. They just won't do it because. Well, if it's that simple, then there must be something wrong with it. And if it's that simple, why hasn't somebody else did it before? Well, they did. And people just, the word is product, product, product. Give us the product and then we'll build the channels. They don't want to do it because it takes so much extra effort to do 3D and...
yeah, and it's just one of those things that it's like, well, you can have the sets, but if you don't have the content, what do you buy the sets for? Yeah,
so they made $2 to $3 billion on the 3D side.
And then why do you make the content unless the sets are out there? There's got to be enough out there to warrant doing it like that.
But they lost $5 to $6 billion making productions that didn't make any money. It's 3D is a money-losing proposition. People basically.
I know we do 3D all the time.
No,
but see, we manage to do it pretty inexpensively.
We do it inexpensively because basically, in order to do 3D, you have to have a person that has no life. I'm an old person. I mean, I don't know what I just sat at the computer screens and because it basically after you shoot it, you got to process it, folks. And it isn't the same with just putting it down and because it god awful stuff comes in so many different formats. MPEG 4s, AVDs. It comes in Blu-ray. It comes in MPEG 2, it comes in AVI, and each one has its problems, and you've got to sit there and convert it into something that you can get it up on the internet in. And sometimes MPEG 4 is a really it's supposed to be for your cell phone. Well, it produces a 3D file that is so god-awful big that you can't
use it for your cell phone.
Huh?
It's too big.
Well, I can't help it. MPEG 4 is for your cell phones. So it's too big a file when it's 3D. The problem is the files are huge in 3D. They're huge. I can do an MPEG 2 video, a 2D video, and it will maybe run 1.9 gigabytes. I do the same thing in 3D, 4 to 5 gigabytes on AVI. An MPEG-4 will run about 1.5 million, 1.5 gigabytes, but it will only reduce down, no matter how well you reduce it, only reduce down to about 800 million. It doesn't reduce well, it doesn't compress well, which I find to be rather weird considering it's a cell phone thing.
I know.
But it compresses horribly on 3D. Yeah, basically it works on everything else, I guess, but 3D it will not compress the picture down well. But
Maybe it's the added dimension.
But we're going to keep talking about 3D. I mean, there are no 3D channels out yet. They keep promising, well, we're going to have the DirecTV is going to have a 3D channel. I can tell you that we've talked to you. We actually have a full series shot. We're working on number 2 and number 3 series. We do I do animation in 3D. I can do animation just like that. I can have a full-fledged 4.5-minute cartoon out every single day in 3D.
Well, we do daily avatars on what we posted the previous day.
Yeah.
Are we crazy or what?
And the avatars that you're putting out are actually 2D versions of a 3D thing. They're available in 3D. They're available in 3D. I process them in 2D because we're shooting it for a small screen on it. I reduce it down for a small screen on the front page. But there actually are 3D things, folks. If you look at them carefully, they're exaggerated movements on my avatar in the front. They walk, they sit, they do this. Why do they do that? Because it's in 3D. They're already created that. I 2D it in order to get it smaller. But so I can turn out 4.5 minutes with music every single day. We're capable of doing that out of our small system. But they don't want to talk to you because as I was reading the thing this morning, they said they look at sports as being the only thing that people will be interested in a 3D network of seeing sports. Most sports don't condone themselves to 3D. 3D is only good for auto racing for the cars coming at you. Not
going away from you or going from the side.
No, but they're coming at you. Soccer is only good with the balls coming at you. Golf is only good for the guy swinging or the guys putting. Baseball is only good for the person at the plate. Football is only good for you can't do the whole field. You got to focus in on somebody, and you basically the quarterback is probably going to be it. When the quarterback throws the ball, it's a dead issue. Totally dead because.
Which is one of the reasons you have challenges with it. Because remember when HD came out, all of a sudden you started seeing HD and all this HD programming, or we saw 3D. It was the Masters, World Cup, but they look like ESPN 3D was going to start doing it all the time. Well, guess what?
No, it wasn't.
They didn't even do it for the whole series.
No, because it's costly. It takes an awful lot of extra equipment. It takes something that most of the people today don't have, which is guesswork. You have to figure out where something is going to be. You can't let a quarterback, for instance, fake you out and then hand the ball off as you're getting ready to cut to a receiver downfield. Because the camera has to be on whatever it is. That's why once the golfer hits the ball in 3D, you don't have a clue where that ball's going. And you're not going to have another 3D camera. You're going to have one 3D camera maybe by the hole. And that camera is basically not designed to zoom. You can't zoom in and out. We can on ours. Ours is anomaly. But you can't zoom. We can zoom. We got a 4-time zoom, which basically gives us, nobody has a 1-time. But you can't zoom out to find the ball. You can't, because the camera is just all depth of field. You have to refocus for every shot. And you got baseball. You can focus on the pitcher behind the plate, the pitcher throwing and the batter hitting. But you have to have a camera for each one of the outfielders.
I know.
And it's cost prohibitive. The guy sets up to hit the ball to the left. He doesn't hit the ball to the left. The ball goes to the right. The cameraman says, "Well, this ball is going to the left." But the director, it goes to the right because he sliced it. Cut. Give me that. Oh, there is no camera over there. We only got one camera in the outfield. See, that would probably be behind center field.
Yeah.
So where they figure, if everything comes to center field, good. If it comes, we swing it a little bit, But it means the only thing is really set up is for center field. We're looking at a camera to show the pitcher, the catcher, a camera for left, right, and center, and a camera for the two basemen at first and third base. With football, you're looking at this quarterback in the center and his two running backs. And then if he runs and scrambles, you're in trouble.
Well, because those big cameras, for 3D are huge.
$1.5 million per
Yeah,
camera.
they're huge.
And you have to
And
have
those you can do
you have
very
to have a
quickly.
semi-truck to haul the stuff around this. Like my days of Technicolor, when you use Technicolor, you had to have Technicolor personnel on your set to help you use the Technicolor equipment. And we're talking the 35 millimeter cameras, the panorama, all these things, the big 75, they all were rental things. You couldn't buy one in those days. Agami would rent their stuff. But the problem was, you did a cinemascope, you had to borrow the lens, which means you had to have somebody over there to watch it continually, because you burn my lens in, I'm going to hang you right on the spot. That's how it works. 3D is cost prohibitive. They said, well, the little Panasonic Pro camera should fix that, because it's still going to be $20,000 a unit with a $20,000 editing piece of equipment, because it shoots in a form that nobody uses. You have to go from that camera to the system, process it into a system that can actually be outplayed. You know what I mean? I think I can do AVH. I can process it. I can't see it on my computers. My computers are not, my screens are not designed to show what I process. So if I have the brand new Pro Panasonic, I have to buy the $19,000 system with the monitor to actually be able to see what I've done when I've edited it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with the Panasonic. So you're going to buy, you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to do baseball. That's $120,000 per baseball game, plus another $120,000 in editing equipment. That's $240,000 for each game you're going to cover. They cover every game played every day.
Yep.
Football, they've got 32 teams, I think, and you have to have side cameras, a camera on the quarterback, and cameras downfield for the running backs, and running backs and receivers, and you got to have probably. You're looking maybe a dozen cameras. I think they do a dozen right now, so a dozen cameras to cover all the action. And so, $500,000 a game. They have to have brand new cameras for it. Plus, you have to figure out, all the personnel has to be retrained to be able to know what they're doing, because 3D is not the same as it doesn't react the same to light. It basically.
And it's better if you shoot differently.
Yeah, shoot low and shoot close.
And you learn more as you continue to do more.
Yeah, that 3D has a sweet spot between 3 and 15 foot. That is where the focal length of the original setting is 3 to 15 foot, because that's about right where we're at right now. And you can get closer, you can get up within 3 foot, it's really good. You get back beyond where we're right now. If we were on the other side of the sight wall in 3D, you'd basically have a pellet. See it, but it's that then you have to reset it. But when you reset it, there's not enough time to reset that thing for back there if you're at a sporting event. So it's really not conducive to sporting events. Mm-hmm. It's conducive to animation. We've got a nice little computer job, with Donna Spring Chick dancing and a drum riff playing, and it'll show you what you can do if you really understand.
That's a very cool piece.
Yeah, like I said, it's a piece of basically, you'll screw up your DVD when you do get it someday by watching it over and over and over and over again, which we really hope, because I love you to destroy every single copy you have and buy more, but it's our theatrical release for 2011. It's 3 minutes and 20 seconds of what the future of 3D can be, but I'm an animator by trade. I put filmmaking and animation both together, so you don't have to have 3D glasses to appreciate what you're watching. The 3D glasses make it look like, all of a sudden you're doing, Fantasia all over again, because, that's not in that picture. Oh yeah, it's there. When you put the 3D on, you see the stuff that you don't see in 2D.
Mm-hmm. That's the amazing part.
That's the amazing part. And everything matches.